Aloha coaches. I'm Brent Wojak, and I'm going to give you guys a overview of the new Formations app I developed. This is going to be for version 2.0. This is the iPhone 16 Pro simulator here. Let's launch the app. So we have teams, matches, formation templates, and app info. This is where you can find some documentation. And for version 2.0, if you've already purchased my app, thank you. And for those who are considering, this is an important thing to know about, what the gestures are using the app. So a single tap on your screen is going to assign a player into a position on a match lineup. A double tap is going to open player stats. In previous versions, a long press would open the player stats. So that's something that's changed in version 2. So we're going to double tap to open player stats. And the long press gesture is going to be used to open the alignment tool, which can be opened by pressing on a player jersey, either from the formation template view or from a match lineup view. And then you can also drag players around as well on the formation template. You can't do that on the match lineups. It's only the drag features or capability is only part of the formation templates. We're going to take a look at that, but yeah, it's really important that you understand all these gestures. Otherwise, I don't know, it's maybe hard to use the app. So let's look at formation templates first. I know Teams is up on the top here, and that's kind of where you would start normally, but with the introduction of formation templates in version 2.0, this is kind of where you really want to start. And I say that because in version 2, this new feature to be able to kind of like customize the layout of your players on the field is something you want to do before you start adding your team and match and your lineups. Because when you add a lineup, it's going to take a copy of the formation template and copy it into the lineup. So if you say, let's say if we adjusted this left back and this right back, try to get each of them at 0 and 25 each. So they're a little bit of a curve in the back four here, and those outside backs left and right playing up front more. Let's say we want our center mid to play a little bit more up as well. We can make that adjustment, and we'll move this player up here a little bit. So this is done by just dragging the player here, but you can also do the long press and open up the alignment tool. This allows you with really good precision to adjust the position of the player on the field. So this is one thing in other apps I haven't seen, and it drives me a little crazy, a little OCD, I guess, on my part when I can't line things up perfectly. So, seeing the X-axis and the Y-axis really helps me to see. So here's 0, 0, there's no change at all. I could use the buttons here to just shift. Everything's in increments of 5, so I'm shifting the player up in an increment of 5 points. So let's do 15. I could go left, I could go right. I can of course just drag in here as well. If you drag, like say, all the way out here, it's going to bring it back to 100. So plus 100 or minus 100 is sort of like the maximum that you can move a player and adjust the player. You can also reset. It brings them back to 0. And I know I want the center defending mid just brought up a little bit. Okay, and I could do that for any of these players here. So let's say I want to move this guy out just a hair, a little more outside. And we'll move this one to the right. You can see here, minus 10x and then plus 10x here. So really, this alignment tool and this new feature allows you with great precision to, really fine tune your layouts if you don't care for the sort of, out of the box templates that are provided by the app already. You can also reset everything here. So to demonstrate that, I like this one, so I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna close this. Let's open up another formation here. And I'm just gonna kind of just randomly make a mess here. This is what it kind of feels like when you use a lot of other apps and you're moving positions around. It's hard to kind of get everything lined up, and you end up with something that kind of looks okay, but it's not quite perfect. But anyways, let's say you've got a big mess going on here. This reset here will reset the whole formation back to the default. And look at that, you get a nice animation. Let's do that one more time. Okay, so that pretty much covers the formations. When you install the app, you get all of this right out of, with it. So you have 6v6, has some, not very common, but, certainly the 7v7, the 9v9, and the 11v11s will be what most of you are going to use. So, okay, so that's a look at the new formation templates. Okay, let's move on and look at teams. I already have two teams that I've created here. If you wanted to delete a team, you would swipe from right to left. And there's going to be a warning that comes up asking you to confirm if you want to delete the team. I don't want to do that because I've got players. When you delete a team, it's going to delete all your players. Any matches and stats associated with that team will also be deleted. So I'm going to hit cancel here. It's very easy to add a team. You can just hit the plus button right here, or there's also a button down here. So either one. And let's take a new team. Let's do Liverpool. Yes, I am a Liverpool fan. Let's do this football club. We'll do the under 21 boys, 11v11, and let's do that with subs. There are tips here, for this if it's not obvious already what to do. The formation subs, toggling that on and off. On your match lineups, it's going to display the substitute name if you have that on. So I like that, and so I'm going to definitely use that. So I can see here I've got three teams now, Honeybees, Liverpool FC, and the Strikers FC. I've got 0 players in my Liverpool club. I've got 1 player here in Honeybees, and 11 players here in my Strikers. I got 1 match, 0 matches, 0 matches. Let's just work with this Strikers team here because we already have some players in here. And as you can see, after you add a team, you have an option here to select the jersey color. That wasn't on the form where you add the team. It's something that after you've added the team, then you can, when you come to edit and enter the team manager here, you can change the jersey color. And you notice as soon as I select something in this wheel picker, the jerseys change below. Okay, I'm going to go back to that blue. And here's my squad. A little short. I probably should have some more players for this team. And these are some old kids that I coached in the past. I also can see my matches if I keep scrolling down. So the team view, the team manager view allows you to, configure everything about your team, your squad, and even view the matches. You just got to kind of scroll down to see where the matches are. So if I click this, there we go to matches. I can then go back. If I want to add a player, I could tap right here. I could also tap the player right up here. So let's add a new player called Paul. And do I have, oh, I already have a Paul. Okay, so let's just come up with a different name here. So maybe George, if I could spell George correctly. There we go. And what number do I want to make George? I mean, I can make any number here. I could repeat a number, but well, it looks like he'll be number 13. And then I can set George's preferred position. Keep this short. So GK for goalkeeper, defender, or maybe center back, or maybe center attacking mid. Hit save, and George has been added in there. You can sort your squad by name and also by position. I usually leave it on number, that's the default. I'll hit done, and we can see that George is in fact added here. If we wanted to add a picture, we're going to enter into the player profile, which is also where you're going to see that player's stats. We can hit do add photo here, and we'll select my son Cosmo, and now George has a photo. All right, so that is a look at teams. There's no limit. You could have one team, you could have 20 teams added in here. It's totally up to you. There's no restrictions. Okay, let's go back to the home. Okay, let's take a look at matches. So right now I only have one match upcoming. You can sort by looking at matches in the past or all. If we say all, we can see that we have one, which is actually in the past. Any past matches will be slightly dimmed and washed out here. We can see the team, my team, and then the team that we're playing. And there's an indicator here if this is a home game or an away game. We'll add an away game so you guys can see the difference, the date and also the time, and also what the score is. We haven't played this game yet, so I probably should just, for this demo, zero this out. So there's no score yet. We also have the location and the field number where the game is going to be played, and also what the default formation is. So it's an 11v11 3-4-3. We can see for this game in the past that it was a 4-3-3 formation. It was played at Anfield, and there was no result. So, you know, a past game probably should have a result. I'm a Liverpool fan, so I like it when Liverpool wins, but I also like a close game. So 4-3 win for Liverpool, yay. Okay, so if we want to add a match, how do we do that? So you can tap the match button up here on the top or right down here. And I have 3 teams currently. I'm going to add a new game for my strikers team. Or actually, let's do the honeybees, my under 8 girls team. And we'll set the date here for next weekend, which is going to be March 1st, 2025. And the game is at, let's say, 12 noon, high noon. And here's where you can indicate if this is a home or away game. We'll make this an away game. And they're going to play the Red Dragons at Waipio Soccer Complex on field 15. And here I can set the default formation for this game. We've been having pretty good luck just playing a 4-2 with a stopper sweeper. So let's go with that. And there we go. Games are listed in order. So this is March 1st. This game with the strikers is until March 29th. So this one's listed first. And here we can see that the honeybees versus dragons, my team, the honeybees, we are the away team. Okay, I can tap in here, and now we're into the match manager. We could change the date and change the time if you made a mistake or if there was an update to the schedule. This is a 7v7 game. Our default formation is a 4-2 stopper sweeper. It's an away game. That's who we're playing. And then here you can add the result in, and here are our match lineups, and here are our game stats or match stats. There are none yet. We haven't played this game. So with the youth game, when I coached AYSO and club soccer, well, AYSO mostly, you'd have like 4 quarters, right? So you can add up to 4 match lineups here for, you know, essentially basically 4 quarters. That's one way of thinking of it. Other matchups you add might be alternates, right? Or first half, second half. But you can add a new match lineup very easily by tapping here. There's a plus sign here, 000, so we don't know what this is going to be yet. So we'll hit the plus here. I could add another 4-2 stopper sweeper. I could add something different. Let's add a 3-2-1. And now we have a second formation. Let's also try a 2-2-2. And I can add one more. Let's do a 3-3. So now I have 4 lineups, a 4-2, a 3-2-1, a 2-2-2, and a 3-3. Let's open up these, and here we can switch between our 4 lineups. There's a lot more we can do in here, like assigning our players into positions and also adding player stats. But that's going to be in another video segment. So for now, we're going to go back here. And again, let's add one more match here for a different team. Let's do our Liverpool club. And we'll make this a game for March 15th. And that's going to be at 3 p.m. Manchester United, location, I don't know, we'll just say Washington Park, field 4. And we'll select our default formation. Let's do a 4-2-3. Okay, everything looks good. We'll hit save. And now we have another game there. I meant to mark that as a home game, so I'm going to go back in here and mark that as a home game. Okay, so that pretty much covers the overview of matches. Going back here. So before we get into assigning players into positions and looking at the player stats, I want to connect together for you guys formation templates and match lineups. So if we go to our matches, we just added this formation here for a new game, a new match, a 4-2-3-1. If we look at this, this is actually the standard or default layout of this formation. We could make an adjustment to this lineup by opening the alignment tool. To do that, you're going to long press. And let's say I want to just move that up by 10, and also our left back up by 10 points. Okay, so I made a little adjustment there. When you make an adjustment to a match lineup, it doesn't affect your formation template. But let's just take a look at, why you might want to work with the the formation templates first before you start adding lineups. So this is the 4-2-3-1. I'm going to close this. Go to our formation templates. So we're in 11v11, right? So here's our 4-2-3-1. And you can see all my X and Y coordinates here are all 0. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to move this one up. So 0-15, 0-15. I want to push my left midfielder up a little bit too. Whoops, I did a long press there, so we can bump them up as well here. Up 1, 2, 3, 15. Okay, and then I'd like these guys to be, I'm going to drag this over somewhere more here, 520. See if I can get that. I got to go over one more. There we go, 520. And I like the striker to be a little bit higher. Okay, so I've made some changes here to this. Actually, not quite done yet. Let's do that. And I like these guys move outside just a little bit more. There we go. All right, so I'm liking that. So I've basically customized this template. So if I close this, go back to my matches, I have a 4-2-3-1 already, right? Notice it hasn't changed. It didn't get affected by the changes I just made, because when I added this lineup, it took whatever my formation template was at that time and it copied it into this lineup. So the customizations that I just made are not going to be in effect here. But if I add a new 4-2-3-1 lineup, which is my default, and we look at the new one, we can see that the new one, my left and right back are a little more outside and up. my left and right mid, my left mid's here. Everything is just sort of adjusted up. My striker's up higher. So this is the new template that I made my customizations on, and it copied those X and Y coordinate changes that I made in my template to my lineup when I added it. So this is a really powerful feature in version 2.0. It's brand new to the app. And, I think that this is something that you guys will really like. I know I really like it because I don't want to spend my time like remaking my formation every time I add a lineup. So this idea of having lineups where, for templates as lineups, these templates are automatically applied to the lineup when you add it. So, this 3-4-4 here, I like this, move this striker up here a little bit. I'd like to pull these guys back a little bit and move the left back to the outside a little bit more, just kind of spread them out a little bit. Can I get it right? Okay, I need 20, so I got to go back one. There we go, I got 20. So if you get frustrated kind of, dragging players around, you always can long press and open up the alignment tool. So, maybe I want to play 6 and 7 a little bit offset here. So this is the 3-4-3. So let's go back now to our match pool and add the 3-4-3. Let's take a look at that. Oh, I didn't add the right one. Sorry. Actually, I can delete this one. Let's remove that. Let's add the lineup. The 3-4-3. I think it's just the flat one, not the diamond one. And there we go. You can see 6 and 7 are offset. My backs are out wider. My striker's a little bit more forward. All right. So hope you guys really, love that feature. I do, and I hope you guys will too. The next thing we're going to dive into are assigning players into positions, substitutes, and player stats. So we have a couple matches in here already. So let's open up this one here, and we'll start with our first lineup. I've already got some players assigned here. So when you assign players, whatever team color you've selected, those jerseys will change from gray to your jersey color. And the player name is going to appear in here as well. If the player name is a little too long, it's going to shorten it and put the 3 dots here. So this play right here, this left center mid, I haven't assigned yet. So the way I assign is a single tap. And when I go through this picker, it'll show me all the players that have already been assigned into a position. They're in red, and they don't have a question mark next to them. So let's assign George here to this position. So number 13, left center mid. I can also assign my substitute here. So we'll say Jack is the substitute, and tap done. Now we've assigned that position. Just got one more to do here. So single tap, and we'll put Diogo there. No substitute. Okay, so if I want to add player stats, you're going to double tap. This has to be on a position that has a starter. So actually, let me, just so you can see the difference here, I'm going to, so right now the Christopher is there, one tap, I'm going to make this position unassigned. So it's gray. If I double tap on an unassigned position, you're going to get this warning saying you cannot add player stats to unassigned positions. So hit close. This is easily fixable. Single tap. We'll put Christopher back into that position. Done. Double tap. We can see stats. And I already added some stats for Christopher here. Let's select another player. Salah. He's a goal scorer for sure. Got a couple assists. Got a yellow card. He's been a bad boy. And he took some shots. And he took a couple on goal. Committed some fouls, 2. He's not a goalkeeper, so he didn't concede or make any saves. And that's how you add player stats. Now, if we close this, we can see here for our match stats that Christopher and Salah have both gotten goals. They've gotten assists. Salah got a yellow card. We got shots on goal, fouls committed. So the match stats are summarized here. You can also look at player stats just for that player, right? So you'd have to go into your teams, strikers. Let's look at Christopher. And here we can see these are the stats just for Christopher. It tells you which game and what the date was. Okay. And then just to review the gestures again. So a single tap is for assigning player positions. A double tap, it opens the player stats. And then a long press opens the alignment tool to make a customization only to this particular match lineup. Let's move the striker forward a little bit. All right. That covers player stats. Final thing I want to cover here is that there is documentation. So that's under this app info here. And this is also how you can get a link to write a review and contact me for support, and also what the privacy policy is. So gestures is new in version 2.0. So that tells you, everything you need to know about the type of gestures to use in the app. This tells you about formation templates and how to use those, how they work, and how they integrate with match lineups. This is about the alignment tool. You can actually practice and test moving the player around with the drag gesture. Player stats, just a simple definition of what the stats are. How to contact me. My email is brantwojcik@yahoo.com. If you would like to write a review, which is always appreciated, and then the privacy policy. You can also find me on my website, which is www.brantwojak.com. There are free lineup sheets in here if you don't want to use the app, which are fillable PDF documents. But yeah, now that the app is done, I don't really use anything else. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for watching. And if you already purchased the app, thank you so much for doing that. I hope it's a valuable tool for you as a coach. And if you're thinking about buying the app, I hope this video showed you everything that you wanted to know, and that the app does all the things you need. So thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, just really appreciate all of you. And thank you to all of you who have wrote me emails, made suggestions for formations and features such as the colored, team color, the customization of the formation templates. All of you guys have had just great suggestions and have really made this app become better and better and better. So I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, so always feel free, if there's something you need on the app and have ideas, send me an email. I love hearing from you guys. All right. Aloha to you all. Take care.